Hey, science fans! Have you ever wondered how we get bread to rise or turn milk into yogurt? That, my friends, is biotechnology in action. It might sound like a super complicated futuristic word, but it's actually something humans have been doing for thousands of years. Bio means life and technology means using science to solve problems. So, biotechnology is all about using living things or parts of living things like cells and genes to create useful products and solve problems. It's science, and it's all around us. It's not just about labs with bubbling beakers, it's in your kitchen and your doctor's office. We've been using simple forms of biotechnology forever. When early humans used yeast to make bread puff up or fermented grapes to make wine, they were using tiny living organisms to change their food. That's biotech. Today we've taken that basic idea and powered it up with modern science. We can now look at the very building blocks of life, things like DNA, and understand them in ways our ancestors could only dream of. Let's talk about medicine. In the old days, medicine was one size fits all. You'd get sick and get the same medicine as others. But here's the thing. We're all different. Our bodies are unique. What helps one might not help another. Biotechnology changes the game. Personalized medicine, treatments made for you, like a suit tailored to your health. How does it work? Scientists read your genetic code. That reveals how you might react to diseases or drugs. For example, analyzing your genes. Doctors can predict the best cancer treatment for you. That spares trial and error with drugs. It makes treatment more effective. It makes treatment faster. It reduces nasty side effects. A smarter, targeted way to fight disease. Imagine your body as a complex lock. A disease is something jamming that lock. Before, doctors tried many different keys. Now we analyze the lock, your DNA, then 3D print the perfect key. Vaccines are one of the greatest inventions in the history of medicine. They work by teaching your immune system how to recognize and fight off dangerous invaders, viruses, bacteria, without you having to get sick first. It's like giving your body's army a training manual for a specific enemy. For a long time we made vaccines using weakened, inactivated versions of the germ itself. This worked pretty well, but biotechnology has given us new, super smart ways to make vaccines that are even safer and faster to produce. It's a real game changer in our fight against infectious diseases. One of the most exciting new technologies is the mRNA vaccine. You probably heard a lot about these recently. Instead of injecting a whole virus, an mRNA vaccine gives your cells a small piece of genetic code, the mRNA, that acts as a recipe. This recipe tells your cells to make a tiny, harmless piece of the virus, like one of its spikes. Your immune system sees this spike, recognizes it as a foreign invader, and builds up a powerful defense against it. Alright, let's talk about one of the most mind-blowing tools in the biotech toolkit. CRISPR. That's CRISPR. It stands for a very long scientific name, but you can think of it as a pair of genetic scissors. It allows scientists to find a specific piece of DNA inside a cell, and then change it. They can cut out a faulty gene, replace it, turn it on, turn it off. It's an incredibly precise and powerful way to edit the very code of life. It's like having a word processor for DNA, where you can find, delete, replace specific words in the instruction manual of a living organism. This has enormous potential for medicine. Many diseases, like cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, Huntington's disease, are caused by a single tiny error in a person's genetic code. With a tool like CRISPR, we have the potential to go in and correct that error at its source. That means instead of just treating the symptoms for a person's entire life, we might be able to cure it permanently. Scientists are already running clinical trials to test this for several diseases. The early results are showing incredible promise. Now let's move from the doctor's office to the dinner plate. Biotechnology is playing a huge role in agriculture and how we produce our food. The world's population is growing, which means we need to grow more food on the same amount of land, and we need to do it sustainably. Biotechnology gives farmers new tools to help them do just that. It allows us to develop crops that are hardier, more nutritious, and produce a bigger harvest. This is often called genetic modification, and it's a way of giving plants some helpful new traits. For example, scientists can use biotechnology to create crops that are naturally resistant to certain pests. This means farmers don't have to use as many chemical pesticides on their fields. That's a win for the environment because fewer chemicals run off into our rivers and streams. It's also a win for the farmers, who save money, and for us, the people who eat the food. Some genetically modified crops like Bt corn produce their own natural protein that is toxic to specific insect pests but is completely harmless to humans and other animals. It's a targeted, clever solution. biotechnology can also make our food more nutritious. A famous example is golden rice. As our planet's climate changes, one of the biggest challenges for farmers is unpredictable weather, especially long droughts. A lack of water can wipe out an entire harvest, causing food shortages and economic hardship. Biotechnology is stepping in with solutions. Scientists are developing crops that are more resilient and can survive with less water. Drought-resistant plants can thrive when the rains don't come, protecting future food security. How do they do it? Scientists study plants that live in very dry environments, like deserts. They identify specific genes that help those plants conserve water. Using biotech tools, they introduce those genes into important food crops: corn, soybeans, wheat. It's not creating something unnatural. It's borrowing a survival trick. That makes a huge difference for farmers in dry regions. Think of the impact. A farmer plants drought-resistant corn. A heat wave hits and rain is scarce for weeks. Previously, the crop might have failed. Now the biotech corn conserves water and survives. It may grow smaller, but it still yields a harvest. For the farmer and community, that's the difference between having food and income, or nothing. It's a lifeline. Okay, so we've seen how biotechnology can help our bodies and our food supply, but did you know it can also help us clean up our planet? It's true. There's a whole field called bioremediation, a fancy way of saying using living things to fix environmental messes. The heroes are tiny microscopic organisms like bacteria, fungi, algae. Many of these critters naturally eat pollutants like oil, industrial chemicals. It's nature's own cleanup crew. One famous example is cleaning up oil spills. Big oil spills in the ocean create terrible messes that harm wildlife and ecosystems. We use boom skimmers to remove oil, but some remains. Scientists can encourage natural oil-eating bacteria in the ocean. They add nutrients to the water which act like fertilizer for the bacteria, making them multiply rapidly and chow down on the oil, breaking it into less harmful things like carbon dioxide water. Bioremediation isn't just for disasters. Take a look around you. So many things are made of plastic. It's in our packaging, our electronics, our clothes, and our cars. Traditional plastics are made from petroleum, fossil fuels. They don't go away. They stick around for hundreds or thousands of years, polluting our oceans and our land. But what if we could make plastics that were better for the planet? With biotechnology we can. Bioplastics, made from renewable biological sources instead of oil. Sources like cornstarch, sugarcane algae. Microorganisms are fed sugar from these plants. Through fermentation, like making yogurt or beer, microbes produce polylactic acid, PLA. PLA is a polymer, like regular plastic. It can be molded into containers, cups, plastic film. The coolest part, many bioplastics are compostable. In industrial composting, microbes break them down completely. They turn into water, carbon dioxide, and organic matter. That organic matter becomes soil for new plants. So, as you can see, biotechnology is not some far-off science fiction concept.